Could you thank God for bugs that were biting you? Our virtue for the week this week is gratitude, and throughout this year, as we have come to the topic of gratitude, I've talked to our students about um, thanking God in all circumstances. And I give them the story of Corrie ten Boom, who was a prisoner in a concentration camp. Along with her sister, they were crammed in these unthinkable conditions where they had hundreds of women packed in a room. They were hardly fed at all. Um, they didn't have beds to sleep in. They had only a few toilets. And not only that, but they had fleas. So Corey's sister believed that Bible verse, give thanks in all circumstances, and she lived it out. So even though they're in these nasty, disgusting circumstances, they still gave thanks that the crowded space, they were allowed to still be together. Not only that, but they did these worship services where they studied the Bible studies, and all these women who are crowded around them had to listen to them read the Bible. And so they said it was an opportunity. So they thanked God for being crammed in there, and they thanked God that the soldiers didn't search them because they got to keep their Bible then. And they even thanked God for the fleas. Corey said she refused, and she was sure her sister was wrong about this. They couldn't thank God for something so terrible as these biting bugs. And she reluctantly prayed with her sister and thanked God for all these things, including the fleas. So in the end of the story then, they find out that the soldiers were not visiting them because of the fleas. And because of the fleas, they were able to keep their Bible, they were able to do their Bible studies, and all these people were able to hear about Jesus because of the fleas. So even though there's this terrible thing that they hated, God still used it for good. So we sometimes struggle to be filled with gratitude as we should be. This week I have a challenge for you. Since our virtue of the week is gratitude, I had an 8th grader write earlier in the year, what if you only had the things that you thanked God for? What would you have? This week I challenge you and your family to make a list of the things that you're thankful for. The second part of that challenge is, what is it hard to be thankful for right now? Because in Corrie ten Boom's circumstance, she had a hard time being thankful for the fleas. What are you having a hard time being thankful for right now? Finally, third part of the challenge, I want you to read through Romans 8:28. And God talks about all things working for good for those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. So I want you to try to trust God with whatever it is that you're struggling with, to be thankful for, to trust God that he can work it out for good, and pray that you would have that understanding, that you would have that faith, trusting that he is working through whatever your circumstances are today. Virtue of the week is gratitude. Have a great Holy Week and Easter Sunday.